With 32 final appearances, 20 titles, 2 Grand Slams, a lot of feathers in his cap. Welcome to Spotlight.
Hi, welcome back to Spotlight. I'm going to teach William here how to do form shooting. This is a drill that we do with our players, and when we talk about trying to get their elbow in and do the proper form. So you'll be able to see this is what we do with our players, and we're going to try to teach William here. He's a lefty, Kaliwete, so it's going to be harder for me to teach him because I'm a righty, but we're going to try to work it out. All right, the first thing we want to do is get right in front of the rim.
Okay.
All right. Now we put the ball out right here. Okay. 1 foot in front of the other, come, and then shoot. All right?
Okay.
All right, now, you can stay right in front of the rim. Take it with your left hand, just your left hand, one hand. All right? Put it straight out in front of you.
Okay.
Put the ball straight out in front of you. All right, relax your hand. All right. Now bring your elbow down in, turn the ball over. All right, put it right in front of the top of your head with your elbow in. That's the key right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Now shoot it. Now shoot it. There you go.
Yes.
All right, there you go. Now.
Okay.
Now, see, we continue to do that. That's what we want to do. We continue to put that ball out and bring it up and shoot it. All right? And then after a while, what we do is after that, because we want to work on the form of the shot, the fundamental part of the shot, now we put our other hand on it. So now it's the same thing. We bring it in here, put our other hand on it right here, like this, and now we shoot.
And that basically guides the ball, right?
Yes, the hand guides, the left hand is just a guide, the right hand for you is just a guide.
Okay, and so it's still again here,
yeah,
bring
here.
It out, bring it in.
Bring it in, let's take
and
a half
then,
step back.
Okay.
And
then bring it in,
up,
and then,
bring it up.
And then
putting your elbow in.
Yeah.
Now
then,
put your hand on the side of the ball. Side of the ball. Okay. And then look at it. Just shoot it up. Yep. Welcome back. I wasn't very successful in teaching them how to shoot, so let's see if I can teach them how to do a layup and a basic layup, okay? So, again, this is something that we teach in basketball clinics, especially for younger children who don't know the game that well. So what we do is we start with our feet squared, and then we take one step to the basket and lay it up. I'm gonna do it to the left side because you're left-handed. So I'm gonna take, if I wanna shoot with my left hand, I'm gonna take off with my right foot. So I'm gonna go like step, lay it up, go to the basket. Coming close.
Okay.
All right, 2 feet together, 2 feet together. Step with your right foot, don't shoot it yet. Okay. Step with your right foot, pick up your left leg.
Okay.
No, just pick up your left leg, pick it up like this. All right, and shoot it. There, okay, good, like that. Now step back. Now step with your right and pick that left foot leg up, okay? No, don't go far. Okay. All right, right there, okay. Right foot, step, one movement. There, good. All right, now, the layup is always done with 2 steps, okay? So now you move back just a little bit now, and now you start with the left foot, okay? So it's 1, without dribbling the ball, 1, 2, and the same pickup, okay?
So it's another step.
Another step. 1, 2, there you go, good. From there, you add a dribble, okay? So now you're coming in and you're doing a dribble. So now I'm gonna start with my right foot with a dribble. 1, 2, 3. All right? I'm just worried about don't worry about making the shot, just worry about the footwork. So you start with your right foot with a dribble, dribble at the same time, and then pick up, 1, 2, go. Right foot on the dribble, right foot, 1, 2, take another step,
and then
another step, one more step, now shoot it. There, that's your layup. Remember, you're allowed 2 steps for a layup without dribbling, okay? So right foot, 1, 2 steps, 1, 2, and shoot, and pick that leg up, shoot it, right. Hi, I'm gonna teach William how to get into a defensive stance now. This is something that's absolutely crucial to our game in the PBA. It's just about getting low and getting into a defensive stance. So I'm going to pretend like William has the ball, okay? And because he's a lefty, I'm going to play with my right foot out. So we play heel to toe defense. And what we mean by heel to toe defense is that I get up, I'll square my shoulders with him. I'll get my shoulders squared, all right? And now, so I'm squared out, and now I'll put my feet heel to toe so that the back of my heel is even with my other toe. So I'm like this. This is my defensive stance. Then I want to get low. If you start to dribble that way, then I'm going to drop step. Okay, go ahead, dribble. I'm going to drop step and slide in front of him. Come on back. If he starts his dribble this way, that way, then I'm going to turn and I'm going to do a direct slide. So this is what we do on our one-on-one defense. So we call it contain. We get into our heel to toe defense, all right, and then we drop off and we play defense. But again, it's all about getting low, keeping your balance, keeping this part low as you can, as much as you can, and playing. So let's see you do it the other way. Okay, I'm a right-hander. Okay. So you're going to put your left foot out and your right foot back a little bit. There we go. Go ahead and relax that right foot. Like it's kind of out. Yeah, there you go. So now that's you're in good defensive stance. If I go this way, you're going to slide. Slide your feet, slide in front. There you go. You get to stay in front of me. I can't go anywhere. Come on back. Now, if I go this way, if I go right, you're going to drop step. Drop step, that means you drop that foot back. Like that, and now you slide from the drop step, like and now you slide. And again, you're staying in front of me. And that's the idea. You want to stay in front of me all the time. In other words, you don't want me to get side to side. You come up tight a little bit. Left foot out, heel to toe, square your shoulders with me. All right, now you get low. All right, now I'm going to try to drive by you. You get in front of me. All right, stop me from going. Okay, but you got to slide, otherwise you'll get a foul. All right, same thing now. Drop step, right, and slide in front of me. Good. Then when I shoot, you can challenge my shot. And there we go. You learned how to play a little bit of defense there.
Welcome back to Spotlight, everyone. And now we get the chance to be up close with Coach Tim Cone. I'm really excited, and I hope to learn a lot from this. So, sir, what made you come back here to the Philippines to coach for the Alaska team?
Oh, that's a long story.
Okay, okay, we're here to listen.
I just came back. I originally came back from college to be a writer.
Okay.
I wanted to be the great American novelist, and I actually worked on a novel for a year, lived in the province down in the Bundok Peninsula. I just happened to get involved with Alaska through my friend from high school, Fred Uitensu. He had taken over the team, and he didn't know a lot about basketball. He knew I was a basketball player, so he kind of asked me to help him out. I started helping him out, and
so it was really circumstantial, really, for the most part.
I never saw myself as a coach growing up. I didn't think I'd ever be a coach growing up. Now I've been coaching in the PBA for 27, 28 years.
What was your first impression of Filipino basketball players? I mean, I can imagine back in the day it was a little bit different. Now everybody's tall, but I remember even when I was a kid, it was a little bit different.
Well, to me it was what I knew, because I grew up here. I played my basketball, learned how to play basketball here. I never played against other countries or Americans that much. So this was really the basketball that I knew. And I never watched my first NBA basketball game on TV until I was 19 years old. It was the first time I saw it.
Well, so it was really Filipino basketball culture was really what you grew up with.
Exactly. I grew up in the basketball here, so it wasn't foreign to me.
Okay, and since you did grow up here, you know that Filipinos play basketball everywhere. They play basketball on the street. Sometimes you just put a ring on a coconut tree or something, and then they're playing. Like, I remember they would just sort of like separate when there's a car coming, and then they continue to play.
That's me.
Yeah, that
was me growing up. I was in Bel Air.
And since you've lived here for a while, how much Tagalog do you know?
You know, that's always been my claim, my complaint about growing up here, is everybody speaks English. You know, so you never have that demand to learn the language. If you grew up in Indonesia, or you Thailand or Japan, you know, no one speaks English, so you really have to work the language to get around. Here you don't have to do that, and it's a great blessing, but it's also a curse. You don't learn the language as well as you should.
Yes.
But you know, I can understand basically 100%. I just don't speak it because I'm jahid to speak because of my accent, and I'll miss my tenses and stuff.
But you can understand and converse pretty much.
Yeah.
The basic stuff.
Yeah, and I do that. You know, I coach Taglish, so.
Okay.
And my kids are fluent, so you know they speak and write and read. So, but again, I wish I was better.
Did you ever think of retirement, or what would retirement be like for you?
I hate those questions. I get them all the time. 5 years ago, no one ever asked me that stuff. So now, obviously, I'm getting old because everybody's asking me, what about retirement? It's funny, I get them all the time nowadays. But, you know, for me, I love the game so much. I love teaching so much. I love watching our players grow and evolve.
It's like the satisfaction is there being part of it, right?
Right. You know, people ask me, do you ever get tired of winning championships? And I said, you know, you never get tired of winning. You get tired of losing in a hurry, but you don't get tired of winning. So all that stuff comes into the game. And to me, and I've always said this to people ask me, you know, how long are you going to be in the game? I said, you know, my mentor, the guy I mentioned earlier, Tex Winter, he was coaching with the Lakers until he was 86 years old.
See, and that's the beauty of it, because if somebody asks me also, when are you going to retire? I feel that I will be working until I take my last breath.
Well,
I feel, and I want to be doing that.
Well, and that's the way I feel. I feel as long as I'm physically able,
right,
and people want me, and I feel like I can contribute. I mean, I may not be head coaching at 85 or even 80 or 75 or even 70. I may not be head coaching, but maybe I can consult or help a young coach or mentor somebody. So I don't put a cap on it.
Okay.
I'll coach until they tell me put me in the ground, I guess.
Okay, and in the next, after this gap, we'll put you on the spot, but then I'm gonna give you a little break to do that. But before we go into that, okay, in a little while, we will be right back with some fast break questions for Coach Tim Cone. So don't go away. Spotlight, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Spotlight, everyone. And now we go to our fast break questions. And for the first one, we have PBA first five.
Wow, that's difficult. Again, I get asked those questions a lot. First five. Well, Jason Castro would have to be there, obviously, as the best point guard in Asia. Junmar Fajardo, of course. You know, it's hard for me, and I'm not going to include my own players because I could use all five of them, so I'm going to exclude the Ginebra players, so I'm going to look at the other five. Maybe Calvin Abueva. I don't know, there's so many good point guards out there. Probably Terrence Romeo at this point because he's just such an incredible scorer. And let's see, the last position would be a power forward. Okay, I'll cheat. Japeth Aguilar, my player.
Okay, good. Okay. All-time first five.
Mon Fernandez, Robert Jaworski. Those two guys got to be there. Alvin Patrimonio, four-time MVP. Junmar, again, has to be there because he's another 3 or 4-time MVP. So let's see, I got Junmar, Sonny, Ramon, and Atoy Ko or Bogdadanado, or maybe a Jason Castro again. But I can't go again without including one of my players, and that's Johnny Abarientos.
Johnny Abarientos. Okay, and the greatest player on the court, let's say both PBA first.
Maybe Ramon Fernandez.
Okay, and
I was such a huge fan of his too, so Ramon he's my idol. So I can't, I'll say Ramon Fernandez.
Okay, and NBA.
Well, LeBron James has made a case for himself, but still got to be Michael Jordan. And I'm a big Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan, and so I like big men, but really has to come down to Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is a legend, yes. And best player outside the court?
Best player outside the court. Wow.
PBA.
It would either be Jojo Lastimosa or Johnny Abarientos.
Okay.
But as an import, without a doubt, Sean Chambers.
Okay, nice. Jojo Lastimosa is one of my favorite players too. Anyway, if given a chance to coach a team in the NBA, what team would it be?
Boy, if I ever got a chance, I did that. That'll never happen. It's a dream. The dream is never going to happen. But I would depend on me on where I wanted to live. If I had my choice, it would be like where I want to live. I'd love to live in Los Angeles. I'd love to live anywhere warm. Miami, maybe Phoenix. But places I wouldn't want to play is like Minnesota,
the Midwest,
Milwaukee, yeah, where where the cold winters are. But
yeah.
Basically, if you're going to coach the NBA, you'll coach anywhere to coach in the NBA.
That's true.
There's
That's
no
true.
bad places.
Okay, and if there was one PBA player who you think could competitively play in the NBA, who would it be?
Well, I think Junmar is the guy right now. I think he has enough size. I think he would have to adapt his game a little bit. Jason Castro, of a point guard mentality and doesn't need height for his size, but yet he has that outstanding quickness and athleticism. In the past, we were very close, and I was there, part of it, getting Johnny Abarientos to the NBA.
Wow.
But basically, he didn't make it for two reasons. One, the team that was really interested made a last-minute trade to pick up a point guard, and two, he originally declined it because of the national team responsibilities at that time that I was coaching. So I have to give him a lot of credit because he didn't want to leave the national team that I was coaching. So, but Johnny was really close to making it back in the mid-90s.
Okay, and what makes Tim Cone mad during the game?
Oh, millions of things. I get mad at anything. No, I know people will think I'm going to say referee calls, but no. Maybe younger, when I was younger, referee calls used to, get me mad, or I'd be upset, and I'd visually come out. But really, I think it's just a lack of execution.
Okay.
Doing things that we have worked on and practiced on, and then not executing that in games. But even beyond that, maybe a lack of effort. But I don't really have that in the PBA. I don't have that in my players. My players don't show a lack of effort, but if they ever did, I'd be very furious about that.
Okay, and what makes Tim Cone mad outside the court?
I can't think of anything. My wife would tell you that I'm like the easiest going, calmest guy off the court. You'd never recognize me off the court. So I really don't get mad off the court. It's just the basketball court brings out the alter ego in me.
So very different in the court and outside the court.
Very
Okay.
much. My wife always comes home and says, "Where's the passion?" Because I'm always so passionate on the floor, and then she comes back and says, "Where's the passion?" You never get mad. She's, Filipino Latin, and so she's always like, and I just
A little bit fiery.
yeah, she's fiery, and I'm really relaxed. So
Good combination.
it works.
Okay, and actions that made you regretted rather. I mean, while coaching a game, was there any? If ever?
I threw a chair out in the court one time, and I regret that. And there's a bunch of things. Just recently, I had a little tussle with Norman Black. I got upset that he called a timeout late in the game, and I did refuse to shake his hand. And then right afterwards, I felt terrible that I did that and that I handled that improperly. So, 28 years of coaching, you're going to do a lot of things that you regret. So, I mean, there's things that I've said to players, things that I've said maybe in media or whatever, actions that I've done, mistakes that I've made. They really add up after a while.
Basically on
the list.
impulse, right?
Yeah.
Like on the spur of the moment, emotional stuff, but not
Exactly.
something that you really thought about doing, right? It's just a
you're right.
momentary thing.
It's all impulse, yeah. It's all very
Okay.
impulsive, and you regret it right afterwards.
Exactly. Okay, I have a lot of that too. Okay, who is the next best coach in the PBA? Next best coach.
Well, thank you very much. If that's what you're saying. There are so many good coaches out there. And I know because I compete with them every time. And each one is, I think that we all have our strengths. I'm strong in certain things. Coach Leo right now at San Miguel, he's just, they've been just, kicking everybody everywhere, left and right. I mean, they've been destroying teams. an awesome coach, Coach Leo Austria of San Miguel. He has a real sense of being able to bring teams together and create chemistry. Norman Black is awesome and has been so for so long. Yang Giao, Alex Compton is the nice young kid coming up and playing well. It's really hard for me to say that. I'll say the best coach that I've been around, I think, personally, that I've dealt with and worked with was Chot Reyes.
Chot Reyes, Coach Chot Reyes. Okay, wow. Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
Letting me learn a little bit about basketball. Actually, I didn't want to say this, but growing up, I was basically a tennis and a swimmer. And I run a lot. But then basketball, because I was a very clumsy kid and I had rhythmic dyslexia, it's really not something that I was good at. As a matter of fact, when I was in Brent, they used to play Jack and Poy and the loser gets to take me on, So it was like it was traumatizing. But thank you for teaching me a little bit about it. And I mean, it's a really big thing here in the Philippines. And maybe I'm not too old to understand a little bit about the ins and outs.
Here. Yeah, you bet it's huge. And it's fun. The fans are incredible. I'm just truly blessed to be where I am right now.
True.
After 28 years, I'm coaching a team that I never believed I would coach. And the last game we had 54,000 people watching it. So, to coach in front of 54,000 people is more than a dream come true. So I just feel really blessed to be a part of this game.
And you love what you're doing, so that makes it all the more enjoyable, right?
I do. You bet.
Okay. Thank you again very much. And once again, thank you. And as we'll come back next week as we bring to you the lives of the people we believe you should know right here on Spotlight.